got you guys rolling in a pretty good way through 5 innings, 91 pitches, just 3 hits allowed. How much did just his performance out there kind of set the tone for today?
Yep. Jay went out there again and threw the ball very well. I think he was in command of what he was doing the entire afternoon. I think he felt good about the way he was throwing the ball. He was throwing it pretty confidently. And again, gave us 5 solid innings where we could turn it over to a good rested group in the bullpen, especially the guys that we brought in today, and it worked out very well. We got very good efforts from our pitching staff today.
Very good efforts from your pitching staff. The first 2 guys out of the bullpen, Alcala and Duffy, how encouraging were those signs from them in a situation like that?
Yeah.
Especially after, Duff had kind of a challenging start to the year.
Yes, both were very, very sharp. Threw the ball about as well as you could ever see. Both the fastballs were commanded well, and obviously they have good stuff. But the way that they threw their breaking pitches today. Exactly the way they would want them for strikes when necessary, and they really snapped some 2-strike breaking balls too. Both look great, and frankly, those are big innings right there in the middle of the game where you just need to put up some zeros to give yourself an opportunity to get to the end of the game, and those are the innings that those innings are not lost upon us. I'll tell you that. But both were great today.
Hey, Rocco, after seeing Byron go down, seeing Jake go down, Max dealing with what he's dealing with, how much of a comfort is it to you to be able to kind of pencil Rob in and then get this level of production from him?
Yeah, I mean it's Refsnyder's kind of been a little bit of a savior right here in some ways in this situation. We know who we have in Kirilloff and in Larnach and guys that we know have a ton of ability and we think are going to be very good major league players going forward, and guys that we knew we'd be looking to at one point or another soon, and now they're here. But we've needed more than that, and when we look up and we've seen Kyle Garlick's done a nice job for us, but we certainly needed someone to come in and step in a time of desperate need to go out there and play every day in center field. And I mean, he's played a good center field. He's swung the bat great. He's come in big spots, driven in runs. He's really done everything. There was no real expectation, specifically. We wanted him to come in, play hard, do his job, but he's been much more than that for us.
Do you have an update on Max? And then also, is there any word on Maeda and Rise?
Yeah, first off, Kep exiting with a hamstring strain, I would call it. I would expect Kep to probably miss some time with him already dealing with this, really for the last few weeks. And then, it kind of going a little south today, of course. I don't think he's going to be out there in the next few days. I could see it as a potential IL type situation for him. So we'll continue to work through it. I believe we're going to get some imaging and get an MRI on the hamstring and start there. Louis is going to be, I would say, at least a couple of weeks with there's some sign of a subluxation of the shoulder. He actually played through this for a short period of time, but the pain, we didn't believe initially that was part of it, but the imaging that we got on him showed some signal there, and we need to make sure we take a step back and make sure that we allow him to heal and rehab this properly. And Kenta's bullpen was not at 100%, so a tough bullpen to really get a read on. But I do think that we're going to continue to take Kenta slow at this point. I don't think he's going to make another appearance out there in the bullpen and then get him out there in a game. So he could be a little bit longer than the original timetable that we talked about.